busy. Hey everyone, it's Dr. Yam, your Keep It Simple coach for content creation tips and more. And it is Biz Tip Tuesday. And this is our opportunity to get together, share some insight with respect to one of the 6 content marketing ecosystem components that are here to help you to grow your business as a solopreneur, as a freelancer, or as a coach inside of our community and outside sometimes as well. I share my insights and how I help solopreneurs, freelancers, and coaches grow their business using content marketing strategies. So today, inside of our space, we are going to ask ourselves the question: what are 15 email marketing mistakes that you should avoid? And if you have already done them, it's okay. You have a way of correcting them. So I certainly want to help you to make the shifts, make the corrections so that you can do better for yourself and your brand in your content marketing efforts. That being said, always know you can reach me over in content creation over at my website, keepitsimplecoach.info, and we will also have an opportunity to connect again. If you are not already a member inside of our space, I want to invite you over to just type in smallbizsociety.com. And over there is where you can join our space as well. And there's lots of freebies and opportunities to grow your business there. So let's begin. When we think about email marketing. And we've been working on several components of email marketing over the past couple of weeks in this email marketing series. So this is our last one. So I always think wrapping it up and making sure that you have an opportunity where you are taking account for some steps and some really quick ways that you can problem solve some things that you may be doing and not even know it. So, with that being said, let's see what I got with my notes for you today. So, again, when we think about email marketing, it's the essential part of your business workflows. If you aren't using email marketing to any extensive way, I should say, there's always now is a good time to start if you haven't been doing so. And it's essential not only now, but just as a part of your overarching way of how you work in your business. Don't be afraid about emailing. There's not something that you have to do necessarily every day. You do want to be able to come up with a strategy, but a couple of things to keep in mind: the benefits of marketing for your business using email marketing. I know a lot of people think, oh, just be on social media and post it. You have to have a balanced approach to how you convey your brand and your marketing messages across multiple channels. And so your channels and the way in which you choose those methods, which is what the content marketing ecosystem provides you, is an opportunity to do just that. So email marketing is just one of the methods and strategies that you want to apply on a routine basis. So let me first share with you a couple of reasons why email marketing is important, and then we'll get right into some of the things that, if you've made some mistakes, how you can make some corrections alongside them. So of course, when you do email marketing, it's going to help build a stronger relationship with who your followers are, your readers, and how you can grow a community. Another benefit is going to give your followers and your potential customers a way to remind them every time that you, one, publish a blog post or put something out on social media or have an event. That's your way of communicating with them on a routine basis. You're not necessarily always going to do that inside of one channel. When you're and also for those of you, if you haven't been blogging and writing and putting good content out on your website, then you're also missing that opportunity because they're interconnected. Whenever you're posting a blog, you want to communicate that with your audience. Not everyone who subscribes to your email list is also asking and giving permission off of your website to be notified that you have a new blog post that's posted, nor or the same thing that they know that you've put a social post. They may not be following you on social media. So you've got to cover your angles in many different ways as you possibly can. And the other thing too is that with email marketing, you get a chance to start to change people's behavior and set a pattern that you want them to know and expect from you. Um, It's going to allow your readers and those who follow you or communicate with you or who have subscribed to your list an opportunity to look for you and stay in contact with you inside of that mailbox that they open on a routine basis. And of course, there's some money associated with it. With email marketing, you have an opportunity to convey and communicate opportunities where you're able to share opportunities to make purchases from you or engage in particular events as well. And you can also, so that you can keep them connected with you. So we've got a couple of several. I've got at least 15, probably a little bit more that I wanted to be able to share with you. So let's see what we got. Let me just make sure here on the list. If you have any questions as I'm going through it, if you're watching this as a recording, then please share your questions down here in the comments as well. And then you'll be able to I'll be able to post those as well. So feel free to put your comments down at the bottom or just show me some emoji love and just give me a quick thumbs up, a love, anything that you like that this is helpful for you. And of course, this will be inside of our thread for a little bit longer as well. So here's one thing that you want to make sure that you avoid. And one thing what you might be missing out, and it's a huge mistake when it comes to email marketing, is the fact that you are not providing on your website an opportunity to sign up on your website. It's not obvious that you have an opportunity for people to even opt in and sign up on your website if you do not have a sign up and opt in opportunity ready and waiting for them to do so. Now, again, what's the quick fix for that? Depending on your email automation system, you do have, or the website that you've designed, you do have an opportunity to create one really quick and have a sign up box so people can opt in. So that's one mistake. The way to overcome it, again, is that you can create a quick pop-up and they'll be able to have people to opt into it as you would like. Trying to see if I have, let me just see it 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can bring up my page real quick. And I can show you what that could look like. Hold on 1 second. It's always slow when I'm on the screen at the same time with you guys. And I don't want it to lock me into my back end. So he's trying to lock me into my back end. Yeah, my screen is not, it's not letting me do it right now. Sorry, guys. I'll have to share it on another time. So yeah, an opt-in to log in so that people can opt into a freebie or even opt in just to get communication from you on a routine basis. So if you're missing that opportunity on your website, that's a fairly quick fix to do. So that's just something for you to note for yourself. Do you have a very clear and obvious way for people to opt in and get on your list on your webpage right now? If you don't, put that on your list of things to do, because that's a true mistake that you are missing on that you want to make sure that you can fix really quickly. And if you need some help in doing so, please just let me know in the comments and we can make a connection a little bit later. Of course, you don't want to make that complicated. When you do a quick opt-in on your form, just say, give me your name and email address, and that's it. You don't need to know when they're born and all that. The more what we call friction that you impose on people who are on your website, the less likely they are to hand over to you an email address or any other information. You can get additional information as you continue to grow that relationship with them. But right now, basic information, email address, and I do require a first name because I like to be able to personalize information when I'm conveying to them in email. And so those are at least the two pieces of information you want to get. So don't make it complicated. Make it real simple. Tell them exactly what they're going to get and then fill in the information and boom, you're done. So that's tip number 2. Another tip is if you are not asking people to confirm their email address before you start sending them email. This is a setting that you will see inside of your email automation system that's called double opt-in. It's just a turn on off setting. And what people aren't doing is when you're not asking an individual to confirm that what they said they wanted to do is what they wanted to do, it's going to fill up your list possibly with spam email addresses. And you don't want that. You want an opportunity that you are conveying and connected with people who truly want to be on your list. So that's item number 3, is make sure you have the double opt-in setting turned on when you are when you are um, putting in that offer, in that simple one that I just made up for you. And the reason for that is when they confirm, then this is truly not a spammer and it's not a bot that is just trying to get information. So when they confirm, what that means when you turn on the double opt-in, that means not only did they give you your email address, but you're going to send them a quick email. The system does it automatically. You don't even have to do it. The system itself will say, hey, you just signed up and gave your email address. Please click here to confirm. If someone does that, then you know that they did it for the right reasons and you have the right person getting on your list. Okay? So that is what you call number 3, rather. Double opt-in. Of course, you want to make sure once they've confirmed that you are welcoming them with open arms. And so not having a welcome email sequence is another mistake. And that's going to be mistake number 4. So mistake number 4 is not having a welcome email address. So inside of our Content Creation Tips and More community, I give you a free template for your email welcome sequence. So what better way to say welcome and say, hey, I acknowledge the fact that you've given me your email address, and you're also setting a tone and a set of expectations with a welcome email sequence. And so that is a huge mistake people are missing off the bat, because the probability of people opening up any other email is all rested on the fact that you started the relationship on the right foot with welcome. Hi, how are you doing? Just like you do on a personal relationship. You want the same thing to occur with your email sequence. And a welcome sequence is just that. And remember, when you're doing email automations, it's just that, automatic. So you get to set the tone, set it up one time. It's kind of like the commercial, set it and forget it. In an email, and you can always tweak it, don't get me wrong, but at least have a basic email sequencing of welcome, and all the details are there. So inside the Content Creation Tips and More, we do have a template for you to show. So don't forget to go over to our smallbusinesssociety.com, is where it will take you to the Facebook group. Join us and you can get my free template inside of there. Okay, so there's one. And this will be in the show notes as well. So that was number 5, is your welcome email and not doing it. So again, quick fix. If you don't have one, get it. If you do have one, tweak it. Because things may be changing over time. So don't just set it and forget it. But do go in on a routine basis. If there's a different type of event or an opportunity that you've changed over time, then new people coming in, they'll get advantages for that. Of course, those who've already gone through the email sequence won't, but that's okay. Here's one that I made the mistake myself when I started. And that was that I thought I needed to wait. I needed to see whether or not I was worthy of people getting that I needed to have a really big list in order for me to even start sending out regular emails to people. And that's a lie. And I soon realized that I was just hurting myself, thinking that I needed to have this certain number first before I could start communicating with the people who were getting on my list. And I soon realized that was not necessarily the case. To do so. Hold on a second. I see somebody posting something, so I want to make sure I get there. Hold on. Okay, there we go. All righty. So there's another mistake. So mistake number 6, waiting till you get to a certain number before you get into the habit of creating and conveying and having your email automation systems in place. You are worthy if you only have one person on your list. So I'm going to put it to you like that. One is better than none, but it's also about a habit. So waiting until you have enough subscribers is doing a detriment to yourself. First of all, if a person saw what you have as content and thought it was important enough to them that they wanted to get more information to stay in contact with you, that was justification. The whole point of that is then getting more people like them. But at the same time, you want to treat them as important as you would if you had 10,000 people. And that's where some people feel as though I'm not worthy of getting into that process because I don't have a lot of people on your list. But do know that the fact that if those first 5 or 10 people gave you their email address, treat them like they're a 10,000th person on your list, no different. Quality and quantity, they have, it's a marriage. You just have to be able, again, it's about a habit as well. So even if all they got at this point was simply your welcome email automation that I just talked about, you have at least started that ball rolling. And at the same time, you have an opportunity to start working on other mechanisms that are going to drive traffic to your site to start to grow your list so that they will opt in on that opt-in box that I just talked about. And the fact that they will do the double opt-in because they confirm, because they, again, like what they saw, and then they're going to get that welcome email. Do you see the pattern? Do you see how things connect? That's the benefit of that. Okay. I think that was number 7. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm gonna stop counting after a while. Irregularity is another issue, it's another mistake. Choose and decide how frequent you want to send out emails. This is based on you and you alone. You are running your business, depending on where you are in your growth of your business. If you're doing this by yourself, then you have to decide, what can I do and not kill myself? You get to set the rules and set the permissions. Do not think that because you see somebody else doing 10,000 emails a day that I have to do 10,000 emails a day. That's how we get to do self-sabotage. You don't want that. You have to work and meet yourself. Like I tell my customers, I meet my clients where they are, and then we grow and go from there. So if you're just starting, then you want to make sure that you are doing the things that you can do, and you're doing them with a level of success, and you're not draining yourself at the same time. So that's really, really important. Okay, let me just make sure something here. Okay. So do yourself a favor, set up your routine. How frequently will you decide to communicate with your audience? It's all about consistency. If you're saying, I'm just going to start weekly, then start weekly. Be intentional. Have content that's purposeful content. Decide, what's that theme going to be? What do you want to be able to do? If you're saying, oh, I want to do something every Tuesday or every Monday, and let that be the routine, then stick to it. And then decide what that content's going to look like and how you want people to be able to connect. And they can set up in routines, and then you can tell your subscribers too. And that's what you would tell them in that email welcome sequence. Look for my email every Tuesday at 2 p.m. I'll be sharing information on X. So these, again, you're training your recipients of your email, and it's also helping you to be consistent at the same time. Here's something that I often do, and I know some people might think it's kooky, but it's not. You should always know what your competition is doing. Plain and simple. If I'm a baker in a bakery store, I need to know what the other bakers are doing around town, at least within the next 25, mile radius of my business. I need to know how successful they're doing, what are they doing on their menus? Are people attracted to that? If I drive around town and I go to a certain, if I go to a certain location at any time of day, what am I seeing? You need to know what your competition is doing. Also, so when it comes to email marketing, you should be subscribing to other businesses or clients or customers, rather. I should say competition that's doing similar work that you're doing, and subscribe to their list. Because again, it gives you some fodder, some information to say, oh, that was cool. I see how they're doing that. You can learn from other people at the same time. So just know that there's opportunities for you to tap into, um, and learn as much as can say, and I can step up your game, right? There's always opportunities for you to grow. So that's something that you may be missing out on. So if you're not following other, um, your competition and other people, subscribe to their list so that you can see how they're doing their sequencing and how they're doing things. And if it's, you think, if it connected with you and you are in the same kind of field of industry, then 9 times out of 10 their followers have that same type of connection, and that may be something for you to learn from. So I always get really good ideas from people that I subscribe to as well. We may not have the same audiences necessarily, and sometimes we might, but that's another opportunity for you. So that's mistaken opportunity to fix number 8. Here's one I talked about in one of my last video sessions. When you're not doing A/B testing, it is a process. Do not get me wrong. But every now and again, it makes sense to do this. So, not doing A/B testing is another opportunity and a mistake that you might be missing out on to really kind of, how do I want to say this? How you can optimize your list and how you are making connections with your people. If you're doing it well inside of your email automation, the same type of strategies are what you're going to be applying to do A/B testing with ads. And ads cost you money. So if you are not doing this process inside of email automation, this is a time maybe considered very time consuming. It really isn't. It's just a matter of setting up a process. But once you have it done, you're going to get such valuable information back that it makes sense for you to do it on a very routine basis, particularly when it comes to offers and that type of email automation. So it's important to do so. So not doing that is a huge mistake. Okay. That's so that's going to be number 10. I'm thinking if somebody else is counting for me, help me with that. Okay. Let me just make sure I got a question, comment. All righty. Now, let's go. What's my next one here? I think. Now, you may not know this, and this again goes back to inside of your email automation system. So these are general rules or tips and tools when it comes to, they all apply because most automation systems, what I mean by, like, if you're using MailChimp, using MailerLite, using ConvertKit, you're using what's another one? ActiveCampaign. They all kind of apply in the same way. So and one is whether or not you've changed the from field in your email automation. Yes, I know. Number 11, simple as that. And here's the difference. The way you, just like when you send a letter and you put, if you don't put who it's from in the from field on a boat on your postcards or inside, people are like, I don't know that person. Look like junk mail to me. Same thing applies in your email automation. If you're more, because again, people may not know who you are in their email box and you want them to know that when they see it. So if you, by default, it may just have a generic email name in the from field. And it might just have your name, and that's okay. So there's 3 types of from field setting or components that you can think about. So one is just your name, and that might be good enough because they just know you by your name. Or you could have your brand name, right? And use that as the from, right? So for me, it's Keep It Simple Coach. That would be my from. Or you can kind of combine the two, and it could be Dr. Yen, your Keep It Simple Coach. That's who it's from. So choose it, but don't have anything that just says something generic like your Gmail email address or admin or some strange email address. People are not going to know what it is. So do tweak that one field, but it's a huge mistake. A lot of people forget. That's number 11. I think we're at 11 now. I didn't number these. Huh. Another one is not personalizing your email. And what I mean by that, this is why like I mentioned before, in your opt-in fields, you want to get at least the person's first name and their email address so that you can personalize emails when the opportunity comes. And the reason for that is people like to know that you're talking directly to them. And if you're able to connect with them that way, all the better. So when you're sending out correspondence and being able to say, hey, Barbara, I thought about you today. Remember, all of your email is about a conversation. And so, yes, you may be talking to many, but at the same time, you're talking to one. And your one is that ideal customer who opted in to your list because they felt as though what you had to say connected with them. So you want to continue that conversation with them by communicating with them and personalizing the information that's they have. So anytime you're able to personalize it, you want to be able to do so and not just talk to a broad swath of people, but really make the connections with them. I think we're at number 12. So with number 12, you may be missing out when you're doing your email automations that you don't have a call to action. Each email should give an opportunity for someone because again, you gave value to them in some way, shape, form, or fashion in the content of that email. Remember, it should be purposeful email, not just blah. But what are you giving them that they need to be able to take action? And so if it's to sign up, if it's to enroll, if it's to make a purchase, if it's to even do a simple survey, give them something to do with inside the email body. So your call to action, AKA CTA, should be, again, clear, obvious, and available to them. But not having a call to action is another missed opportunity. And again, real simple to do. So again, if you're not doing this with each one of your emails, then consider that being a part of it. Usually I have it as a part of a template for myself. I have more than one, depending on my email, right? So I have my weekly kind of wrap up email that I do. And in that particular case, I'm sharing with them, listen here, you missed this video, watch it over here. So there's different opportunities for everyone to tap in and be able to listen in or watch or download a file or whatever that they may have to do. So you want to be able to give them that information and being accessible so they could just simply click. Those clicks are things that you're able to track. That's the other part of that. So do know that you had that as an option. Giving them a clear opportunity to connect with you and show that they have an interest by the way. So that's your feedback. Your call to action buttons or links are instant feedback that what you have shared with them, that value add resonated with them enough that they click the button and you're able to look at that information. Another quickie that you may not know is that they inviting them just to simply reply to your email sometimes, inviting them to just ask a question. You'd be surprised. They don't know that they can hit the reply button and just simply be able to ask any type of question. So one way to encourage your subscribers to reply is just that. Say, hey, do you have a question that you'd like me to personally answer for you? It's another opportunity to call to action, but just hit the reply button right now and ask me your question. They can even send it in the form of a video. There's some really good features, functions. There's some really good tools out there where people could just simply video you as well or direct message you inside of any one of the tools that you have for direct messaging. If it's inside of Twitter or what have you, they can convey however they like. But simple reply opportunity is right there for them. Now, another opportunity is it's a mistake when you don't have the option anymore, really, of showing your link for unsubscribing. I know people like, I don't want people to unsubscribe. Yes, you do. Don't take it personal if people unsubscribe from your list. I rather they unsubscribe from my list than not open any of my email. So, as I mentioned in an earlier coaching session, cleaning up your email list is important. Give people the opportunity to unsubscribe. They can always resubscribe, but if this is not for them, why would you want dead weight around? So hiding a unsubscribe link is doing you a disservice. Don't take it personally. Just know it's just a part of doing business. You want people to unsubscribe as often as possible. It helps you to kind of cleanse your list as much as you possibly can. That was 14, I'm pretty sure. Here's one. And again, most features inside of the different email automation systems offer this. You want to make sure that is a mistake that we're not doing because we typically are working off of our desktops for the most part when you're putting together emails. But if you're not optimizing it for mobile, for people watching and reading it, most times people are reading your email automations on their mobile devices. Mostly it's a cell phone, could be a tablet, mostly a cell phone. If you're not looking at the layout in such a way that you know that it looks nice on a mobile device as much as it looked nice on a desktop, you're missing another opportunity by not doing so they can have a pleasant experience reading your content. So make sure if there is an opportunity, most of the settings have what it looks like on your desktop, what does it look like on a tablet, what does it look like on a mobile, that you've checked that because you may need to move some stuff around. All right. That was number 15, but I got a couple more. Let's see, what do I have? Let's see. Mobile. Now, I know you might think this is too obvious, but I'm going to say it anyway. You're not selling to your list. Now, what does that mean? It doesn't mean, remember, you have an opportunity to, you don't want to be sell, sell, sell all the time, obviously, but you certainly want to give people the opportunity to take advantage of offers that you have regularly when they do come up. So don't be afraid to ask people, are they interested in participating or taking advantage of an offer that you have? That's the whole point of growing your list, right? You want to take them down a funnel. Everybody's funnel and your buyer's journey is going to be different, and you're going to have different opportunities because you've learned something about them by way of them being on your list and the way that they have been able to connect with you and give their feedback by way of how they're clicking and connecting on those emails that you're sending them. So you want to use that data as useful information on how you can make and connect with them. So do know that that's another opportunity. That don't be afraid to sell to your email list. Is how you sell that might be a little bit uncomfortable. But if you're not selling to your list, you're just missing an opportunity. So creating an offer and sharing that offer with them over time. Not everyone is going to opt into what you have to sell, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be sharing with them the offer, right? So again, how often and how frequent you get to decide, but don't be afraid to do that. So that's one of my bonuses. I already talked about the mistake on not cleaning your list. That's a given, but I thought I might just want to revisit that one. If you're not cleaning your list, then again, you're missing that as another mistake and an opportunity to keep your list clean. Last but not least, you may over time find that your email automation system may not be the one that works best for you. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of different platforms offer different features and functions. So every now and again, depending on where your needs are and what you're able to do, you might want to shop around and just kind of check and see, one, is price still working for you? Is the features and functions, and as you're growing, you may want to have some more advanced functionality or feature components that you don't have with your current platform that you subscribe to. So check out other platforms. I have several that I can recommend to you, and I'll share those inside of the notes in the community as well, so you could take advantage of any of them. And again, always good to do your research. And last but not least, not email marketing at all is the hugest mistake that you could possibly make for your business. Now, having said all that and sharing with you all the other mistakes and opportunities for you to do, you can certainly see that these are quick fixes. They're not difficult to do. Email automation in and of itself, it's not difficult. It's certainly just an opportunity for you to grow as a solopreneur, freelancer, and coach, and be able to decide, how can I grow my business using email automation alongside all the other components of my, oops, let me turn that off, marketing ecosystem. Remember, content marketing has a lot of different components. And today we just happen to be talking about email. But know that all these other ones, social media, your website, your visual creations, podcasting, and blocking, all of those combined, and not that you have to do all six, because you do not. They each have value. You decide where you want to start and how you want to weave the others in. That is a balanced approach to how you can use content marketing for your business. And if you happen to feel uncomfortable, that's the whole point of our community. Our community is designed so that you can grow your business using those different features and functions of content marketing. And that's a way for which you can grow your business. So I'm hoping that you got a lot of good information with that. Again, I invite you over to Content Creation Tips and More Facebook group. You can do so by just typing in smallbizsociety.com. It's going to take you right there. Click the join button, give me your email address and your name and what you're struggling with, because I want to know so we can help you. And then dive right in, get some of those freebies that I have inside of the community, and also engage with me here on a weekly basis. And then we have other opportunities for you to grow with events, masterminds, and groups and alike, and resources as well. So I hope you find that to be, and I look forward to having you all to join me over there. Also know you can visit me over at my space, keepitsimplecoach.info. And if you happen to not be ready to have, and you're not started your business just yet, I do want to invite you, for those of you who are watching on YouTube or watching me on my Keep It Simple Coach Facebook page. If you are aspiring and you just don't know exactly how you want to get things started, then please visit me over here at busy9to5ershive.com. This is my space for those who aspire, who are full-time employees, who need an escape route so that they can shift from employee to entrepreneur, and I can help you to do that. Until next time, my friends, this is Dr. Yam, your Keep It Simple coach, and this is Biz Tip Tuesdays, and I bid you farewell and let's get busy. Bye-bye.